Welcome to the Community Difference Plano, powered by the Difference Media LLC, and hosted by Nathan Smith with the Enfuego Group, and also sponsored by Jacqueline Kreider with Financial Mastery Simplified, Christy Moe with Cohesive Confidence, Diane Cassel with Cassel to Cassel, Traci Duff with Assisted Living Locators, Cindy Durance with A Place at Home, Susanna Austin with Canine Resorts, Audra Hooper with Audra Hooper Integrated Health, and by Kirk Hodgson with Assured Partners. The Community Difference Plano was created to serve as a platform for local leaders and business professionals to showcase their expertise, values, and commitment to their community. Overall, the podcast aims to create a stronger sense of community in North Texas by highlighting the often overlooked or unnoticed good work being done by local leaders, businesses, and professionals. So sit back and relax as our host, co-host, and their guests share inspirational stories, experiences, thoughts, and insights about being a professional, along with the opportunities for our businesses to serve our communities in very special ways. Because the Community Difference Plano starts now.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to episode 53 of the Community Difference Plano, a podcast firmly rooted at the intersection of business development and community involvement. I'm your host, Nathan Smith, with the Enfuego Group, where we specialize in guiding your personal finances and helping you to properly protect your income. It is week 2 of our topic, building the right relationships to build your business, leveraging strategic networking to unlock untapped opportunities. Untapped opportunities, that's the key that we're going to be talking about this month. In order to do that, I want to introduce our 2 incredible co-hosts for this week. Diane Cassel helps businesses and nonprofits create meaningful connections through purpose-driven networking and calls marketing, turning relationships into lasting impact. Traci Duff is dedicated to guiding families through senior care decisions while passionately supporting local causes. Together, they exemplify how strategic networking and community involvement can unlock new opportunities, drive meaningful change, and build a thriving, purpose-driven business. Diane, Traci, good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Y'all are square. Not like as your attitude, but you're just kind of square there. I'm not used to seeing it that way, but I like it. How's everybody doing today?
Good.
Good. Y'all have a good weekend?
Yeah. I got
Watch
to
the
see my
Super Bowl,
friends.
everybody?
Yeah.
Okay,
A few days
good.
ago. I don't know if I remember my weekend.
We could have a whole show about the Super Bowl, but we won't do that. We'll go on from there. I know you're not super happy about it, Diane.
No, I'm not.
Well, let's bring in our guest today. Brian Tutt, with over 23 years in the mortgage industry, helps individuals turn home ownership into wealth building strategy, while Julia Stuart of Retirement Planners of America specializes in securing financial futures for retirees. Together, they'll explore today how strategic networking and the right relationships can unlock new opportunities, build credibility, and lasting success. Brian, Julia, good morning to you both.
Good morning.
How are y'all? It's good to have you on the show. Did y'all have a good weekend? Good start to the week. I guess we're in the middle of the week by now. The weekend was a long time ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Seems like,
Feels like
we don't get to talk. We didn't since then. So, well, guys, I'm excited. I'm excited to hear what you guys have to offer our topic today. And I'm excited this is going to be a great show as we continue with week 2 of this incredible topic. We're going to go to commercial break first. And then when we come back, we're going to dive into What's Up Plano, which is designed to give all the necessary information to our viewers about all the things that are going on that you need to know about in Plano. So stick around. We'll be right back on the Community Difference Plano.
The Community Difference Plano is made possible by Nathan Smith with the Enfuego Group, Diane Cassel with Cassel to Cassel, connecting charities to fundraising solutions, Traci Duff with Assisted Living Locators, Jacqueline Kreider with Financial Mastery Simplified, Christy Moe with Cohesive Confidence, Susanna Austin with Canine Resorts, Audra Hooper with Audra Hooper Integrated Health, Cindy Durance with A Place at Home, and by Kirk Hodgson with Assured Partners. The Community Difference Plano. Together, we can make the difference. And now, back to the show.
Are you ready?
Because it's time for
What's up, Plano?
That's right. What's Up, Plano, brought to you by Love and War in Texas. Get ready to experience the true heart of Texas at Love and War in Texas. Savor authentic Texas cuisine from barbecue and wild game to Gulf seafood, all while enjoying live music from some of Texas's best artists. Whether you're craving a taste of Lone Star State or looking for a fun night out, this iconic spot has it all. We will be at Love and War in Texas on February 27th for our monthly Business Development Alliance. Plano City Councilman Shelby Williams will be there talking all things business development, economic growth for Plano. If you're a small business owner in the area, Collin County, Plano, you definitely want to be there. We're also going to be talking about ways to transform the sales cycle through using social media to leverage the know, like, and trust factor of building rapport. You can RSVP right here. It is Lunch and Learn. Come, network, meet people. Great guest, great panel that will talk about our topic on February 27th. A month after that is the Texas Forever Fest, celebrating Texas Independence Day. I know we're just as passionate about that as Texans as we are America's independence. It's a great festival. Come out, network, meet business owners all across Plano. Live music. It's from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. on March 22nd. We will be out there. Come find us. Come meet us. We can't wait to see you there. And then lastly, on the 31st of May, week after Memorial Day, join myself, the Community Difference, across all of our shows, and special guest Lieutenant Colonel Alan West, as we put on a job fair for veterans at the American Legion right there in downtown Plano. Thank you to them already as we get ready to put this event on. We're very excited. Scan the QR code if you are a veteran, or send this to someone that's a veteran that you know is either looking for more work opportunity, a career change, extra income, whatever that may look like. We want to serve them. If you're a business owner wanting to be a part of this, check back. We'll have that information on our community page and our difference page here by the end of the week. So very excited about this coming together. Talk about building strategic opportunities and untapped opportunities. We hope to do that with this job fair. Traci, there's a lot of fun things going on in the world of arts and Plano, and you're going to tell us all about that. What do you have?
I am. I love sharing about the North Texas Performing Arts. So this time I'm going to talk about, they have a free acting workshop for new students that want to test their skills, see if this is something they'd like, kind of learn tips and tricks getting into the world of acting. In this, it's a 2-hour workshop, and again, it's free. It's at the Willow Bend Center. They get free tickets to the next upcoming performance. They get help learning how to do auditions and what to expect at those auditions, and not to mention have a lot of fun, playing around up on stage. So that's a really neat thing. You need to go check that out, because it's the workshops, they have them randomly, but they only allow 20 attendees. So they do go first come, first serve. Again, a free event on a Saturday. Good time to go shopping while the kids are learning how to be more dramatic.
As if kids need to learn how to be more dramatic.
Right? or at least maybe more controlled dramatics. But and then one of the upcoming performances that's going on the end of this month is Bonnie and Clyde. That'll be again at the Willow Bend Center of Arts. And that the entrance to that is on the upstairs of Willow Bend Center. But they do suggest in the audience 13 and above, there's little drinking, there's little language. It's Bonnie and Clyde. We remember the story. So
yeah, the ending is definitely not for children, if we recall.
Right. Yeah. It could be as graphic as you're going to get in Willow Bend Center of the Arts. But, and those tickets are $12 to $14, or $25 for front row. But yeah, go check that out on ntpa.org. You can get all their upcoming performances and all that going on. Moving on to another fundraiser that's going on in our area. I really, really like this, and I wish I didn't have plans because I would be going to this. It's called Empty Bowls, and it's benefiting the North Texas Food Bank. There's a couple, John Hartum and Linda Blackburn, that were art teachers. This is back in Michigan. And they came up with this idea that each of the students would make a bowl, ceramic bowl, and then they would invite the faculty to come and see their art and have soup, have lunch in their bowl, and then get to take the bowl home. Well, during that event, that lunch event, one of the students also said, your bowls are full of soup and your tummies will be hungry, but there are a lot of people in the world whose bowls are empty. And that is what sparked this Empty Bowls. So they started as a classroom to make bowls and fill them with packaged soup and hand them out, tell the other students in the school to take them home, also as a reminder about hunger. And this has now taken huge leaps and bounds and is nationwide. And so our event here in Plano is Thursday, the 27th of February, and it's at the North Texas Food Bank here in Plano. And so how this works is you go in, they have collected hundreds and hundreds of artisan bowls by different local artists all over the country. They display those. You go in as the patron, pick out your bowl. They have expanded chef stations by all our local chefs and restaurants with bowl-friendly fare. You fill up your bowls at each of these stations and you eat and drink. It's all included in the ticket price. They have some music. They'll have other raffle prizes and things like that going on. But what a great event. And then these bowls, I was looking online, they're really cool, different shapes. And yeah, so I think this is an awesome event. So go check it out. North Texas Food Bank, they have a big thing on their website. So go check that out. Yeah, and it's on the 27th. It is for guests 21 and over. There will be alcohol floating around. So yeah, go check it out.
Drink responsibly. That's what you wanted to say there.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome.
But eat lots and enjoy your bowl.
Well, it's a fantastic event. I love it when you get to hear the backstory of how something spawns and comes into fruition that ends up turning into something really great for the community.
Yeah.
Diane, you are doing something with the community. It will be great in a different way, but let's talk about that.
Well, believe it or not, I am going to be in class number 72. This has been going on for a long time, and I am going to be participating in the Citizens Police Academy. And I'm so excited about this because, I just don't think a lot of people know all of the things that the police department does in our community. Crime prevention, you think that that's probably all they do, but they do so much more. And so they've been doing this a long time. I was invited to be part of this class. So they have 2 classes a year. So they have one that starts in February and we graduate in May. It's 12 weeks in a row. So it's a dedicated window of time. So the fall registration, if you're interested, you go to the Plano Police Department website and they will tell you all about that. The registration, I believe, is July and the classes will start in August. But the thing that I'm really excited about for this, Nathan, is for me to be able to share all of the things that the police department does for us here in the community of Plano. Some of the classes are, obviously patrolling traffic. How do they recruit? What do they look for? I will tell you, and this is a joke, but some people think I should be a police officer, my husband being one of them. But I found out that they have lifted the age limit or the ceiling to become a police officer. So that means that I could actually become a police officer at this ripe old age. So don't worry, I don't plan on doing that, but they're going to be talking about the canines, how they use dogs to help the police officers. They're going to be talking about narcotics, child abuse. How do they fight that? What do they look for? The SWAT team. What are some of the special ways that they train on a SWAT team? And it just goes on and on. Vehicle crimes, crime scene investigations. So if you're into NCIS on television, I'm going to get an inside view, a little snapshot of what they do on crime scene investigations.
Very cool.
So at age 45, Diane, you could be a police officer. That's amazing. That's
why you're my best friend, Nathan.
That is fantastic. Well, speaking of people that are going to be in the Citizens Police Academy, I want to bring in Angela Powell, part of the Plano Board of Trustees. Good friend for a couple of years now, been on the show a number of times. She is going to share with us. First of all, I can't wait to hear the stories from the Police Academy with you and Diane, Angela. But talk to us about some exciting things that are happening in Plano, a couple of new builds and another thing that's about to open up here shortly.
Okay, absolutely. But first, I want to tell our Plano community how many campuses we have and what's the statistics in Plano. So Plano ISD has 72 campuses and programs. We have 19 campuses that does Head Start program, and we offer free full day pre-K in those 19 campuses for some. And then we also have 3 early childhood schools, 44 elementary schools, 13 middle schools, 7 high schools, 3 senior highs, 1 alternative school, and 1 adult transition center. Now, our adult transition center is when our special students graduate from high school and they need additional learning. So they go into the adult transition center, and you can be there up to the age of 21. So that's our statistics for Plano.
That is, I didn't even realize it was that many. That's amazing. That's incredible.
And the new things, 4 points of the new things that's happening this year is that we also have middle school soccer for boys and girls teams for all 13 campuses. The Wildcat Collegiate Academy in partnership with Collin County College opened this year. We have the new classroom technology. So we're providing high-tech technology, new programs for our teachers, librarians, and staff. And then, of course, what we're going to talk about now is we're going to talk about the West Plano Wraparound Services Center, where we're going to have community and social services, health and wellness, and access to clothing and self-table food for our students. And it's going to be our new enrollment center. So it's going to be called the Bonser Thomas Welcome and Enrollment Center.
Wow.
And when does that breaks ground soon?
Yes. So it's set to open in late February 2025, which was our expected date. But I think that we are having some delays. So we're hoping maybe April.
That's okay. Yeah, that's the one that's already built. It's just about to open up is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay,
yes. Bill is about to open.
Okay, good. And where is that located, Angela?
Oh, it's the thing is that this is going to be an 11,000 square foot facility.
Wow.
And it's going to be located in the west side of the district at 6210 Maple Shade Lane in Dallas.
Wow. Okay. So that's awesome. So just barely south of George Bush, it sounds like. And then Plano's also breaking ground on a new facility as well. That's pretty exciting. Tell us about that.
Yes, is our new CTE center. So it is going to be $150,000 square foot CTA center, which broke ground in November this past year, and it's going to represent a $72.2 million investment for Plano's future workforce.
Wow.
Yes, we are going to house in that building 17 CTE programs, offering hands-on experience for our students in grades 9 to 12.
Tell everybody what CTE stands for, just so they understand.
Oh, yes. CTE stands for Career Technical Education.
Yeah. It's not what happens in the NFL when you get hit in the head really hard. It's a totally different thing. Career technical. One more time. Career
Technical Education.
career technical education. Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. So when is that? And that's just on the other side of 75, I believe, correct?
Yes. It's
From-
going to be
from the-
central. Mhm. And it's set to open in 2026, 2027.
2026, 2027. Okay, awesome.
Mhm.
Well, that's good. It seems like Plano's always looking at what the next step, the next building, the next thing that their students and teachers and staff and community really need. So we're excited about that and excited to have you on today. We thank you for always being available. Come on and share the many good things that are happening in and about our community with Plano ISD. So thank you very much, Angela. We're going to go to break, and when we come back, building the right relationships to build your business, leveraging strategic networking to unlock untapped opportunities. Stick around. We'll be right back.
The Community Difference would like to thank each of the following partners for their continued support. At Fireboss Realty, we believe life is about relationships, and everything else is just details. Whether you're buying or selling, Scott and Amy Johnson are here to understand your family's unique needs and deliver expert guidance on the North Texas real estate market. With a reputation for integrity and personalized service, Fireboss Realty makes your home journey stress-free and successful. Ready to make your move? Visit firebossrealty.com and let's ignite your real estate dreams.
Everyone deserves access to affordable health insurance, but with traditional insurance, costs can be high and getting coverage can be complicated. JP Direct Health is a simpler, more affordable way to get the health coverage you need. With plans for individuals, families, and small businesses, you can save money on monthly premiums without the need for physicals. At jpdirecthealth.com, we specialize in customizing coverage to fit almost every budget with affordable PPO plans and many other benefits. With over 100 5-star Google reviews, JP Direct Health is a trusted resource making health insurance affordable and accessible for everyone year-round. Affordable health insurance solutions are a proactive protection, not a reactive solution. Visit jpdirecthealth.com today and see how much you can save.
I'm always here to help. Thank you.
Total Care Emergency Room now has 9 locations in the DFW Metroplex. With no appointment needed, our incredible staff will get you checked in with no wait times. Our 5-star facility is open and fully staffed 24/7. We offer extensive treatment options for patients of all ages, providing on-site labs and imaging equipment, including CT, X-ray, and ultrasound, allowing us to provide fast, convenient care for our community. Total Care ER is your neighborhood emergency room. TotalCare.us.
Unwanted pests in your home can be stressful. From creepy crawlies to critters under the floorboards, they disrupt your peace of mind. But don't worry. All Pest Solutions is here to help. We offer a comprehensive range of safe and effective pest control solutions. We target all types of pests, big or small, including insects, rodents, and wildlife. All Pest Solutions, your local experts for a pest-free home. Breathe easy and enjoy your life again. Call today for a free quote. 972-442-1169 or email us at customerservice@allpestsolutions.com.
To belong is one of our most basic human needs. Best Buddies International is the world's largest organization dedicated to ending the social isolation of 200 million individuals who have intellectual and developmental disabilities. We focus on meaningful one-to-one friendships, integrated employment, leadership development, and inclusive living. You have the power to make an impact, create change, and champion our mission of inclusion today.
Now back to the show.
Welcome back. Let's jump right in here. As we begin, I want to have you envision the concept of a paradigm. And I think maybe most of you know what a paradigm is, but just to give a little bit of a definition, it's basically a set of ideas that help define how you understand something, a framework by which you operate, right? And in the world of networking, in the world of business development, so many times we do our networking in kind of a one-dimensional way. Very transactional, looking for the next person that I can get a referral from, that I can, do a one-on-one exchange or send a referral take. And we don't look for the untapped hidden opportunities. The way to begin to think that way, to have that paradigm shift in our thinking, is to begin to develop strategic partnerships. And so the question that I want to throw out first, and then we'll just start popcorning questions. I don't even think I said it right the last time. And just have a good discussion. But I want to throw this out here first to anybody. What are some defining characteristics of strategic partnerships? and how do they differ from transactional relationships? So let's just kind of start with the surface or with a broader question, and we'll dive into the details. What are the defining characteristics? Go ahead. Yeah.
To compare the two, a transactional is going to be real short time. It's a one-off, one and done and move on. The strategic partnership is going to be your long-term relationship that's going to keep giving and receiving on a long term. So I have a very good strategic partner that we give back and forth all the time. He takes care of all my veterans and all my Medicaid people. And to have that resource is wonderful to give to him. And obviously when he gets veterans that are needing long-term care and senior living, I'm his go-to. So as opposed to just being that person who knows me for what I do and having that one-off transactional.
Go ahead. I thought I was cutting.
No. Just as opposed to being that one-off and one and done thing. Strategic partner is going to take you into for the long haul.
Well, I know that, Traci, I know you and Julia were kind of discussing this topic beforehand, and she's involved in a number of partnerships. Talk about those. I know you had a couple of questions to kind of bring that into the forefront.
She does a lot of partnering with her sister, of which I do too. Her sister is my go-to gal for Medicare, but they do a lot of partnering. So Julia, give us an idea of what some of that looks like, what you do with Lynn, and if there's other businesses that you deal with where you kind of partner in a strategic.
Actually, that's how I met Traci, through Lynn, my sister, through their strategic partnership. Our organization focuses on clients that are over 50 that are focused on retirement or retirees. And so we have a very focused target market, if you will. And so our strategic partnerships, we look for other businesses that are aligned with that demographic. So we have it's kind of a two-pronged approach. We have these strategic partnerships with a Medicare specialist who happens to be my sister, but she is a perfect addition or an asset to our clients. So she is a subject matter expert on Medicare. It is not a conflict of interest for our organization. So she helps our clients, they become her clients. And then if she has clients that fit our demographic, she also makes introductions to our business if they have retirement needs that need to be addressed. So it's a very good collaboration. We work in the same lane, but we don't cross over, and we don't, it's just organically, we don't end up taking business away from each other. It's just a value add for our clients to be able to refer to her, and it makes us that much more valuable to those clients that we service. We started that model with her, and we have actually added on estate planning, where we have an estate planning attorney who works with our clients as well and does the same thing, provides a service to our clients through an introduction from us that gives us a value add, because our clients are now coming to us saying, I need this. Can you help me? Can you refer me? And so it just gives us a well-balanced approach for our clients.
Let me ask you this. So in your working of building these partnerships, what have you discovered as far as an untapped opportunity that you would not have otherwise had access to or even seen? Like, I didn't even think this was possible until we started working together. Can you give us some specifics of things that have developed because of your diving into a strategic partnership?
Untapped opportunities. We, as an organization, are introduced through these relationships. We're introduced to other businesses in the area that we possibly wouldn't have considered collaborating with or not known about. And Traci's company is a good example of that. We have a lot of clients that are selling their houses and want to go into or need to go into assisted living. And so now we have that additional resource that came from a prior collaboration. One of the other things that we do, and I'm trying to put a square peg in a round hole here, but we also have a community outreach program, and we have resources where we give back to the community. Our focus is giving back to community organizations that, again, align with our client demographic. That opens up new worlds for us too. And so if we're participating with a food pantry or the Alzheimer's Association, we end up being introduced to like-minded businesses that work with our clients, which turns into educational seminars or other value-add services that we can provide to our clients just through that networking.
And I think it's key that when we start exploring partnerships and we start seeing some areas of opportunity that we otherwise wouldn't have seen, that's going to require us to be innovative in a lot of different ways. And so it's going to drive us to be better, to think outside the box, to find these untapped opportunities. Diane, I know you've been talking with Brian a lot about this. I know you wanted to jump in.
Yeah, I know a lot of us have come from traditional networking where it's transactions. It's very transactional. You look for referrals. And my history, of course, was network marketing, and it was all transactional. And where I get very excited about collaboration is you're so much more powerful when you're able to do that, when you understand about building a strategic partnership that's actually going to build business. And look at all of those untapped opportunities that you've left on the table if you're afraid to team up with somebody. If you want to hold all the information close to the chest, as I like to say it, because you're afraid of competition. But I just don't believe in competition. And I know that my dear friend Brian does not believe in competition either. So Brian, share with us, if you can, a situation that you've experienced in the mortgage business where collaboration really led to much greater success than where competition did.
Sure. I got so many examples. To start off with, I had a mentor and a buddy, and I think you know him, Diane, Cassel, Mr. John O'Garms back in the day. And he gave me one of the best advice for a business owner that I thought I still use today. And this was many years ago. He said, work with people that are your people, right? Don't force yourself to, I think Julia said it, try to put a square peg in a round hole. Find people that you want to work with, that you are aligned with, and you guys will start growing business better, and you'll enjoy it the whole way through. And so that really resonated with me. And going back to the question, Nathan, you asked, what's the difference for strategic partnerships versus transactional? For me, it's aligning a common goal through strategic partnerships, which is a lot deeper than transactional, where you just focus on your personal goals, right? Each of us, right? And so as an example, Diane, through networking, I met a lady that owns an attorney's office for the divorce attorney. And we aligned in the sense of a strategic partnership, in the sense we both had the same heart to help people that were going through a very tumultuous time, very hard time emotionally. And one example that, and I didn't even get business from this, but it definitely met my personal goal, is about a year ago for Christmas, she connected me with a lady on a Sunday that she spent time on. And we just have a heart for people. We're very aligned that way, that was about to lose her house with 4 kids before Christmas. And we were able to connect. We were able to work through some stuff, a bad situation for them, losing the house by the end of the week. And because my company came together, her company came together, she was able to keep the house and actually have a home for Christmas throughout that.
Wow.
For her 4 little girls, all under the age of 7.
Wow.
And it was awesome. I didn't get anything from that as far as financial benefit from my business, but because of that strategic partnership,
Wow.
we still work together today to be able to help each other. And it doesn't mean that I'm always going to get something out of it in the sense of growth through my business.
You brought up a great point, because untapped opportunities or opportunities that you have to kind of peel back to discover don't always mean it's a business transaction. It could be something that just helps build your brand, helps differentiate you within the community. Those
Right.
are good things that you may not ever had access to if you're not pursuing the concept of thinking outside the box and trying to develop some new opportunities. I'll open this up to everybody. How has identifying untapped opportunities enabled you to stand out, to differentiate yourself within the community or the industry that you're in? Especially Brian, mortgages, 1,000 mortgage people. So that's let's start with you, actually, if you will, because that's a very important thing to have to do in that industry.
Yeah, I mean, it's I connect with a lot of different people in different professions. There's a lot of professions that revolve around the financial industry, mortgages specifically. And so I'll tell you, and I tell people a lot, building good strategic partnerships is a very long dating cycle. Trust is very hard to earn and easy to lose, right? But I've had opportunities just of most recently of partnerships I've been building over the last year and a half that has now come into fruition actually in this past week or so, that has allowed me to be able to help out more people than I would have had the opportunity to do before. It was just a long time just being there, being available for this person, being aligned with what they were wanting to accomplish as well. And now we're able to now get this opportunity to work together to help over 150 people get into a home that might not have been able to before.
It's interesting you say that, because you talk about you're seeking partnerships, you're working together, but the potential that the untapped opportunities, we've kind of been our theme, you didn't realize that till down the road, right? And that's, I think, a lot of reason why people don't take the time to build strategic partnerships, to try and find out where are some opportunities that no one has identified, maybe just in your business, but more importantly in the industry as a whole. And I think a lot of times, because it takes time sometimes to develop them. Sometimes they're right there and it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we missed this. Let's start building this together. But sometimes it takes time to do that. But the longevity of the relationships you build as you're mining for opportunities that may not have existed otherwise is really where the gold is. Julia, same question to you. How is identifying different untapped opportunities in your industry with your sister, with other collaborations, helped you to kind of stand out in the community, in your industry, which is, again, finance, retirement planning is pretty littered with people. So
it is. And I will tell you, it's a challenge as a company in financial services to focus on just that target market. I mean, our clients are in that category. And so we have to turn a lot of business away, or a lot of clients away, because they just don't fit the right category. But these strategic partnerships, what's turning into something special for us is having these collaborations with a Medicare specialist or an estate planner. We have a tax specialist. Having those partnerships, we have started doing educational series for our clients. And a lot of that came out of COVID, when we couldn't have people come into the office. We would do an educational virtual series, and people started tuning into those. And so we just kind of picked it up again, and having an educational seminar about something that might be important to one of your clients down the road, but giving them the ability to come into your office or log in and have this education presented to them, which has nothing to do with what we do for them, but it's just a value add to them, it helps us with retention, and it makes us more unique to our clients, where if they see the value in what we're providing to them, that is just an add-on or a bonus feature, then they're more inclined to want to stay with us and refer their own friends into us, because they're getting unique experience. And so it does set us apart when we're just doing these things for the benefit of the existing client and collaborating with these outside businesses.
So and I think this will help you for our viewers too, specifically. So you've built these partnerships. You started to see some areas of opportunity that are unlocked, or untapped, I should say. What are the differentiators? You talk about different experiences. What are the things that you've been able to develop that, because someone has done business with you or your network, they're going to have a different experience outside of going through retirement planning from anyone else. Like, you've developed these partnerships and they've brought about opportunities that you didn't see at first. What are the actual differentiators that say this is how we're not like the others?
Well, I think it's admitting that we're not the subject matter expert in everything. It's having a little bit of humility, saying we are not the tax specialist, we are not the Medicare specialist, and so we're going outside our comfort zone to partner or refer our client out to someone else, and having faith that that person that we're collaborating with is adding that value for our client without, this is going to sound, I don't want it to sound wrong, but without threat of losing that client, without the threat of them leaving to go somewhere else. So having that trust in your strategic partner, I think Brian mentioned that, is just, there is a trust. It's easily lost, but having trust with those outside partners makes us stronger, because we're kind of bringing in a community of like-minded businesses for our clients that need all of these services. And so we're the go-to, we separate ourselves because we can be the go-to organization for that. Say, you know what, I can help you if you're selling your home. We can put you in the right hands with people that are going to want to protect your retirement future the same way we are, but with a separate set of skills that we don't master.
So because of your collaboration, you've broadened the kind of this trust throughout your ecosystem that you've created.
Absolutely.
That spans not just your organization, but all the ones you partner with. And that's what makes the clients feel, okay, I'm at home in all of these different areas that I may need, that you may not be an expert in, is what you're saying.
Correct.
Okay.
And
Diane?
all the business
Jessica.
benefit from that. Everybody benefits, and it just gets stronger for each. Yeah.
When we work together, here's the thing, a lot of people are afraid of competition. And I know that I was back in the day when I was, I'm actually a recovering mortgage lender too. That's a very interesting story, but it's very competitive. But when you realize, my experience has been, when you realize that there's no such thing as competition, and I know some people don't understand that, but I'm going to say it again. When you realize that there's no such thing as competition, because God makes us unique, each one of us. And, there's lots of financial planners out there. There's lots of mortgage lenders out there. There's lots of some in one profession, but you don't do it the same way that the next person does it. And I think that when you work together, when you team up and collaborate and you put your heads together, you combine your strengths, you come up with solutions that are really going to result in an actual business transaction, right? You're going to think outside of the box. Your communication skills are going to really get honed. And I really think that it's going to give you a greater sense of purpose and direction. Brian, tell us how you do that in the mortgage industry. How do you set yourself apart and differentiate yourself from all of the other mortgage lenders out there? I know the answer to this, but I would love for you to share with the audience how you do that.
Well, sure. Well, first of all, I'll tell you, I'm always going to be the dumbest guy in the room, but I'm a really good thief. So I can steal good ideas and try to make them my own, right?
Hold on, Brian. So something going on with your microphone. I'm not sure. It sounds like you're playing it through a.
Oh, can you hear me now?
It's got a ringing noise. It sounds like you're playing it through a.
That's weird.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. While he's figuring that out, I want to come back to you, Diane, for just a second. I want to challenge one thing you said, because I think what you're saying is, people don't need to be afraid of, like, if we go to a networking group and there's 10 mortgage people in there, there's ways to partner together. But I do believe where we are competing is for attention, right? We're competing for being top of mind. We're competing for being the best, the most connected, the most innovative. And the way we do that is by finding those untapped opportunities. And so I think if we begin to think I think you're right, where I don't need to be afraid of other mortgage lenders or other people in finance. Julie and I are in the same industry, at least overlapping in some. I'm not afraid of what she does. I hope, you may not even know that yet, Julie, but we are. But I do agree that the competition that we do have to have and really be fierce about it is if we don't begin to collaborate, we don't begin to look for not only untapped opportunities for our own business, but in our own industry. And I'm not in the mortgage industry, but what I would challenge Brian to do is okay, where is the entire industry missing? So, like, what is the entire industry missing? And I can't answer that right now. I don't know the answer to that, but I would challenge you to think that, because that's an opportunity that you can bring with your the partners you've already made or new partners, or it really goes back to how we opened the segment as a paradigm shift, the way we've got to start thinking outside the box. And so let's try. I know you were going to answer Diane, Brian, see if we got your mic situation.
Yeah, does that sound any better?
It does. Yeah. You sound human again. That's good.
Okay.
There's a little
so to answer Diane's question initially, and then I'll answer yours, Nathan, is have you guys heard of what a USP is? USP stands for unique selling proposition.
Oh, yes. There's 1,000 acronyms. Right? I wasn't sure.
So, I mean, if you ask any agent, or Nathan, you probably know this as a financial coach, what are you going to hear from a lender? We have the best rates, programs, always available, communication, relationship. It's white noise, right? So one of the things, to answer your question, Diane, that I think makes our team a little different is I tell people we personally practice what we professionally preach in real estate, right? It's not just a profession I've done for 23 years. I actually believe in the product, that I'm an active investor. I'm growing my portfolio right now. I put an offer on a contract in Pagosa Springs a couple of days ago, because I think, to answer your question, Nathan, what most people in this industry, in my humble opinion, are missing is they do it as a profession. It's very personal to buy a house. It's a very big financial, emotional purchase. And if you just approach it as a transaction and you don't go through the proper steps to educate, to inform the client of different ways they can get in that house, and do it in a manner that you would do it for yourself, watching your own dollars, then that's the biggest feedback we get from our team. How did you
discover that? Because it sounds like you saw a problem, which is an opportunity, right? What was your process in discovering that you needed to operate differently? And thus, I assume the partnerships and that you build, they have to have those same aligning values, otherwise to propagate that belief. How did you discover that was an opportunity for you to change, or you to just operate differently than the surrounding lenders?
Yeah, it was by accident. I didn't, very true. When we put our branch together, when we put our mission statement, when we put our values, it was just part of our core, right? We didn't find that out until we started getting feedback from people that bought the house, 4 houses, and they would tell us, we never knew that, right? We didn't know that we could do that. We didn't know that that was better than this. And so I tell people, it's all the stuff they don't teach you in school. And so, yeah, it's just how we approach the real estate, and we didn't know until afterwards from the feedback we got that not everybody does that.
So you brought up a couple of really, really good points that I'm kind of just thinking through. So again, but because you positioned yourself with a posture of wanting to develop and wanting to mine for areas of opportunity, this is where a lot of this revelation came, because you're not looking to try to do things the status quo way, the traditional way, kind of surface level. It's when you go deep that a lot of these areas of opportunity begin to emerge. Diane, you look like you're about to say something super profound. Am I setting you up for?
Well, I don't know about how profound it is, but when you really benefit from strategic partnerships and in a network, and the network that we have within the Community Difference, I've been able to build relationships here that have given me not just a support system, but so many resources that I didn't have before. I will tell you the biggest thing that I've gotten from this strategic partnership here is connections connections to nonprofits. I have people calling me all the time, just out of the blue. And it's always connected back to somebody at the Community Difference. And the biggest thing that's done for me, that I absolutely detest cold calling. And I have never had to cold call a nonprofit. And the power of that, I can't even tell you the freedom of that, the feeling that you get from that. You can't put a price tag on that.
Well, Diane, wrap up. We're going to transition in just a moment to what's the difference as we wrap up our segment. I'll explain more about that. But give me a specific, Diane, if you will. You talk about connections. You talk about the difference. You talk about your years of networking. Your ability to form those partnerships, to collaborate with people. What is an untapped opportunity that you now enjoy, or that you have created with your community, that just you had no idea was possible, but now it is because of the mind shift that took place with you a number of years ago?
So the biggest one is kind of a plug for myself, but the biggest one was collaborating and co-authoring a book. And I never thought in a million years, everybody says, everybody tells you should go write a book. You've got a story to tell. And I believe that everybody does. I truly believe that. But so many people don't. And so this collaboration, this partnership that I was able to form with somebody that's so totally different than me, we're kind of alike, but we're so totally different, that this is incredible. I never believed it was possible, but it all was because of strategic partnerships. It was all because of an ecosystem that was laid out. The resources are there, the connections are there. And it just, it has been an amazing journey. And I will tell you that life does get better when you get older. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I want to end where we started, because you talked, and I think Brian talked about this, and even Julie a little bit, that the paradigm shift is necessary, because if we don't start thinking that there are unlocked or potential opportunities, or that we can actually unlock new opportunities, then we won't even try to pursue that, right? And so sometimes you'll get together and you'll collaborate with someone, and you'll start building partnerships, and the opportunity is just right there. And then other times it's multi levels of connection down the road, and it's opportunities, plural, right? So it's not just I work with Diane and we've kind of formulate something together that we didn't realize we could do. That's great. But then, like you talked about, Dan, what is coming next? What's this connection going to bring? What's this connection going to bring? And then you step back and you have this ecosystem where you are separating yourself from the rest of your industry. You're standing out as someone that is the go-to for things beyond just your business. And that's really the key to strategic networking, to find those untapped opportunities that's going to elevate you in all areas of your life and business. As we wrap up today, Lennon, we're going to hit the sounder. What's the difference? You guys will enjoy this.
And now it's time for What's the Difference?
All right, I'm going to read the question. You give me a quick answer. If you ramble on, we'll give you the buzzer. It's kind of like a game show, so don't get offended. It's not time to write a novel. It's time to just quick, concise answer. That's what it sounds like. Okay, first off, I'm going to start with Brian. And all these questions are designed to kind of put a bow on our topic segment for today. What's the difference between networking and building an ecosystem?
For me, it's networking is, for the most part, socializing, getting your name out. Building an ecosystem is about building your brand and building your business. I tell the people that it's difference between socializing and business development. One, you get business. The other, you just get known.
That's pretty good. I'm going to give you the Webster's Dictionary answer. It's not really Webster's. Networking is about meeting people, right? While ecosystem building is about creating a structured network where multiple parties collaborate for mutual growth. Networking focuses on who you meet ecosystem focuses on what these connections can create together. So great job, Julia. Next question to you. What's the difference between a strategic partnership and a collaboration? Strategic partnership and a collaboration.
Strategic partnerships are like-minded businesses that are in alignment with what you do that can complement. And I think collaborations are more quick, like an event driven, where it's, you focus, it's project oriented, and then it's done and you move on.
Okay, yeah. What's the difference between strategic partnership and collaboration? Strategic partnership are long-term alliances with shared objectives. Collaborations are often more short-term, project-based. Strategic partnerships are structured for continued growth, whereas collaborations may be temporary. Okay, I'm going to throw. This is not. I'm going to throw a curveball here. I'm going to throw this to Traci, and we're just going to see how it goes. I'm going to ask you a different question.
Great.
So just do your best. What's the difference in being a visionary and a copycat when it comes to networking and business development? So in that concept, networking, business development, what's the difference between being a visionary and a copycat?
Well, a visionary is you have your own vision. You see the long term. You see your dreams, your goals, your purpose, all of that. A copycat is looking at Joe Blow next door and going, I want what he has, so I'm going to do what he's doing. Let me do what my competitor does to be like my competitor. That would be a copycat.
Yeah, and I think it's like you're doing networking the same way you've always done, right? Doing things the same way. If you're going to be a visionary is someone that is looking for those areas of opportunity, those untapped opportunities. Someone who sees what other people don't see. They anticipate needs before they arise, and they're building something that is impactful. Okay. So it's not like what's happening today necessarily. It's about looking to the future, shaping the future. You're again, like I talked about right before this, becoming the person that everyone is coming to for not just your business.
Resource.
Diane. All right. Number 3, what's the difference between transactional networking and relationship driven networking?
Oh gosh. Well, I live this for forever. So transactional is just like an immediate, it's a quick win. It's like a referral. If you live your life and build your business on transactional mindset, you're always going to be chasing the next referral, always. And when you build it based on relationships, we've all said it throughout the show. It's building relationships. So it takes longer. It takes longer to build trust sometimes, but when you build that long-term relationships, it's a long-term growth. Right. It doesn't go away. It's sustainable.
Yeah. Transaction is quick wins, immediate gains, relationship driven, trust, long-term mutual benefit. Exactly what you said. Okay. Bonus question. Who wants the bonus question? Just kidding. No one has a choice. I'm going to give it to Julia here. I feel like you're ready for it, Julia. You look scared. Don't be scared.
I have an answer, but it's probably not to your question. So
well, that could be problematic. What's the difference between individual success and ecosystem success?
Actually, it is the right answer. In my opinion, individual success, especially when you're networking, is going in with the what's in it for me attitude. And ecosystem success is what can we do together? How can we help each other? And I think there's a vast difference between those two. What's in it for me is the quick transactional, and what can we do together is more ecosystem driven.
I think you nailed it. I'm not even going to read the explanation. That's 100% true. And the funny thing is, when you focus on what's in it for everybody, it eventually comes back to you. Like if you're not thinking about you, it's the whole concept of giving to give, which is fantastic. Okay, we're going to go to break here. Great job, guys. Hope you enjoyed the topic segment. What's the difference today as well? When we come back, I want to dive in deep with Brian and Julia about your involvement within the community that you guys are a part of and how that's affecting the story of your business growth since you've been in business here for many years. Brian, 23 years for you, a number of years for you, Julie, as well. So stick around. We'll be right back on the Community Difference Plano.
At the Community Difference Business Development Alliance, powered by the Difference Media, LLC, our mission is to empower small business owners by transcending acceptable behaviors and outcomes into exceptional realms. We foster a culture of self-awareness, accountability, and proactive engagement, guiding individuals to recognize and overcome indifference towards transformative actions, habits, behaviors, and processes driving meaningful change. Through strategic networking, impactful content creation, and innovative top-of-mind strategies, we cultivate brand relevance and differentiation, enabling our partners and the Difference community to stand out in crowded markets. With a focus on building authentic connections, amplifying brand presence, and driving sustainable growth, we equip entrepreneurs with the tools and mindset to navigate the complexities of entrepreneurship with confidence, innovation, and resilience. Together, we aim to be the catalyst for difference makers, propelling them towards their highest potential and leaving a lasting impact on their businesses and communities. That's where our community podcasts come in. These podcasts lie directly at the intersection of innovative business development and community involvement, helping to bridge the gap between small business obscurity often seen in our communities. The community-based podcasts called the Community Difference Series are an integral part of integrating all facets of modern business development into a package of great content, positive impact branding, and top-of-mind presence, thus fulfilling the greater mission we set forth. When we set out to be difference makers, we can learn to make a difference and find the success and impact innately desired by all business owners and entrepreneurs. We are difference makers.
Welcome back. As we wrap up our final segment here, great topic, great discussion. Thank you so much, Julie. I want to start with you. Talk to us a little bit. Give us a little background about some of the things that you're involved in within the community and how that has developed to growth in your business. And you can even, kind of going back to our topic, open up new opportunities that you didn't see prior. But talk about some of that community and business collaboration that has been beneficial for you.
Sure. I'm going to cheat a little bit and kind of plug our community outreach department, if you call it that. And we have a group called ARPOA Cares, which we have money allotted for community service every single year. And what we have used that for in years past is to promote local, again, in alignment with our clients, but local benefits or events for nonprofits in the area. One of the ones that comes to mind is a few years ago, we did a food drive for May's Pantry. And there was really no agenda to it other than we had an event for our clients where we do it every year. It's called Shred It, where we tell our clients to bring all their documents in. We have a giant shred truck. We wanted to have some more sizzle around that and kind of give back. So we partnered with Minnie's Pantry from Plano and we did a food drive. So we told our clients, hey, we're doing this food drive. So when they brought their documents, they would bring food to donate. And we had a Minnie's truck out there. And then we also gave all of our employees a cash allotment to go to the grocery store and shop for this food drive. It turned out to be one of the most successful one-day food drives that Minnie's had ever had to date at the time. They probably beat it since. I hope they beat it since. But for us, it was just almost an introduction into the community in the spirit of giving back. And it opened other opportunities. It made other introductions to nonprofits in need in the area. And again, when we do it, we're doing it because we just want to give back. But what we find is our clients also want to get involved with it. They want to participate. And again, it just strengthens that relationship with our clients. And because we're in alignment with these nonprofits that we partner with, a lot of times, if they're promoting it as well, then we get the benefit of that too. Because if we're sponsoring something or we're participating in it, then we get some additional publicity where somebody may not have heard of us before, then that could turn into new business for us.
Well, Julia, don't you have one of those shred events coming up?
We do actually. It's I had it written down. It's April 26th. We have one at our home office in Plano, and it's open to the public. Anybody can bring their documents by, and they just from 8 to 12, they just pull up the car and we unload the car and dump it in the shred truck on site, and then we have other things going on.
Actually, I might have a few things to shred myself.
Yeah, I am taking advantage of that. Yes.
So Brian, that's fun. That's a big service though, because lots of people don't know what to do with all of that stuff. So
sorry, real quick. When you envision that, I always think, hold on, Diane. I always think of in the movies where the group has been caught doing something illegal and they're all rapidly shredding their documents like Enron or something like that. Yeah, that's all.
There might be a lot of that going on in today's real world.
There might be. Go ahead.
We won't diverge to that. But Brian, so I know that you're really always involved in the community and giving back and teaming up. I just know this personally, teaming up with nonprofits specifically. So what is it that you get involved in? Because, that's really why people come to you, because they know who you are. They know the type of person that you are, and people want to do business with people that give back. And so it's very transparent that you give back in the community. So how do you do that?
A lot of the stuff that we do, we kind of donate our time and resources, but we kind of stay behind the scenes. We're there to kind of support that business for the most part. With Fairway, we are very heavily focused on our veterans. So we have two big philanthropies we do with Fairway, both here locally and nationwide. One of them is called American Warrior Initiative. So we will give funds to help purchase and train up service dogs to hand for free to a deserving veteran. We had a big, I think we gave 3 dogs away in our office in right off a park in Tollway last year, and had a lot of people come to 3 veterans. That was awesome. And just seeing these people that served us, that we get to actually serve them back, is just, it definitely makes your heart happy. And then another veteran organization that we support is called Claymore Operations, which is very unique because a lot of times veterans will have some hard time transitioning out of military into civilian life. This Claymore Operations actually starts working with veterans before they get into the military to prepare them on what kind of jobs to look for that will transition out. So that way they're prepared before even going in, what they're getting into and how to position themselves to the point that when they're done with their service, they know exactly how to come out and get into civilian life a lot more seamlessly.
Wow, that is incredible. We must put our heads together, Brian, with this upcoming job fair that we're doing for the veterans here in Plano.
At the words right out of my mouth, Diane. That's exactly what I was thinking. That's fantastic. So we're going to wrap up here. And I want to, and I'll ask this to anybody, but really Brian and Julia specifically, how have these community endeavors, things that you're involved in, how have they shaped your growth as a business owner, but also your business in general? How have they, and furthermore, do you think you would be where you are without finding these ways to give back and to partner with the community? I'll start with you, Julia.
To answer the last question, no, I don't think we would be where we are without partnering with these types of organizations, because it's just, it's the right thing to do. And that's part of our core values. And I think, you kind of have to you have to walk the walk. And so by participating with these local organizations, and then we have some national ones that we do as well, it keeps us in touch with what's going on in the world, really. And, so it helps us in that respect. It also internally, as far as the growth of business, I actually want to bring it in a little bit further. It helps us with employee culture and retention. As being an organization that gives back and participates and encourages our employees to do it, there's a lot of unity within the group where there's internal challenges to raise money or to bring attention to something that bonds our employees together and strengthens our culture. And that helps us grow, because if people are staying with us longer, they know the business more, and we're not constantly retraining people, and that helps us to do better in our actual business.
Well, Brian, I hope she didn't steal any of your answer, because that was a great answer, but wrap us up here.
Yeah, no, I agree wholeheartedly with what Julia said. I think personally, it's just good for the soul. I think it's just good for the soul to be able to give back and help others. I think from a business perspective, for us, I always say there's a difference between a catchphrase and a core value. And it shows what our true core values are based on how we're able to be involved with the community and give back. So I think that other businesses and people that see that can really get a sense of our true heart and why we do what we do.
Well, Brian, I'll go backwards here. I'll start with you. Give us your 20-second takeaway from today, what you enjoyed the most.
I just enjoyed the collaboration. I appreciate the opportunity to be on here and be a guest on here. This has been great. I just think that it's so paramount to build strategic partnerships that align with your goals, your purpose, your mission. And I think a rising tide raises all ships. I think if you find the right crew to run with, everybody can elevate through it, and you guys can do some really good.
Julia, final thoughts to you. What you take away today?
My takeaway is actually, I'm seeing ways to collaborate with every single one of you on this panel. And so for me, it was an opportunity to kind of expand my network and, hopefully get back with you after this and find ways that we can work together.
I love that. Well, we'll definitely do that. We'll, if everybody stays on after the show, we'll chat. Diane, 15 seconds to you. Wrap us up.
Mine is, it's always giving back, because God gives us a giving heart, and a lot of times we're challenged with that. So I'm going to urge local business owners to get behind a local cause, because people want to do business with you just because of that reason, because you care.
Amen. 100%. Traci.
Yep. I'm going to piggyback on all of you since I'm bringing up the caboose here. But yeah, this community and our work and strategic partnerships within the community, it just builds everybody. It builds our customers, it builds our businesses, and it builds Plano. So,
well, I'm going to challenge everyone to take a mental inventory of where you're at in your business development. Are you someone that's always constantly looking for ways to not only partner, but to find those untapped areas of opportunity? It may not be immediate, it may be down the road, but you've got to shift the way you do business and the way you think about relationships in order to find those. So great conversation. We will see you guys back here, part 3 next week, same topic. I hope everyone has a wonderful week. We'll talk to you then. God bless.
Thank you for watching today's show.
The Community Difference Plano was made possible by Nathan Smith with the Enfuego Group, Diane Cassel with Cassel to Cassel, connecting charities to fundraising solutions, Traci Duff with Assisted Living Locators, Jacqueline Kreider with Financial Mastery Simplified, Christy Moe with Cohesive Confidence, Susanna Austin with K9 Resorts, Audra Hooper with Audra Hooper Integrated Health, Cindy Durance with A Place at Home, and by Kirk Hodgson with Assured Partners. The Community Difference Plano. Together, we can make the difference.